2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from Riprocks Bar and Grill in Denton, Texas, it's the $1 Million Rookie pole wedding. With me, as always, is Leopold Knopp, and this week we're reviewing Star Trek Beyond. Knopp, tell us all about it.
Everybody hated the trailers for this movie because they conveyed basically no information. All that we knew going in was Kirk and company were stranded by Idris Elba, who had destroyed the Enterprise. And having seen the movie, I actually don't know much more than that.
It's fitting that this movie takes place in space because I found it completely weightless. A lot of the conflict of the movie just wasn't really ever resolved, or if it was just very underwhelming. The climax of the movie happens a half hour before the actual ending of the movie.
What are you calling the climax?
Beastie Boys scene.
Dude, that happened like... Oh, you're right. They had like a whole thing on the planet after that. Spoilers?
Yeah, sure.
Well, it comes down to writing. And we've got a completely new writing and directing team. Justin Lin and Simon Pegg and some other guy also writing. I thought J.J. Abrams was kind of fan servicey, but Simon Pegg is a fucking nerd. This feels like fan fiction. Like, this does not feel like a real movie. It feels like Pegg was writing what he wished the original universe characters were actually like. They made Sulu gay in honor of George Takei, even though George Takei told them not to. Spock, they don't know the difference between being logical and being standoffish and borderline autistic. Like, these are not riffs on the original characters. These are cartoonish exaggerations. Kirk, who in the original universe is one of the most cartoonish characters ever, is just kind of boring in this.
He really didn't do much in this movie, did he?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that guy. Nobody really did much in this movie, I don't think. Alien Girl probably did the most.
Completely disposable as a character.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she didn't matter at all.
No, yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out who set the plot in motion. And it was Idris Elba.
Did fuck all in this movie.
His entire performance is predicated around the fact that his character forgot how to walk and talk. And it's a really great performance when you take that into account.
He also had one of the most, anticlimactic deaths of a villain that I've seen in a while, I think.
I don't even remember his death. How did he die? Also, he had fucking warlock powers.
That wasn't ever explained. I was really confused.
That's what I mean when I'm like, this feels like fan fiction.
Right.
Like, Simon Pegg is writing this. Someone asks, oh, how has he survived on the planet this long? And he's like, oh, well, he has fucking warlock powers. Yeah. He wants this weapon that will do something.
Like, eats away at people or something, right?
I don't know. They show him taking one prisoner and putting her in, like, a chamber and then killing her with this thing. And I'm sitting there thinking, you could have just shot her. I don't get what's so powerful about this weapon. And then it ends up being apparently a weapon of mass destruction. Yeah,
you can use it on a mass scale on the planet.
I mean, that's never explained. It's just sort of implied. He's got this fleet of ships that tear through the Enterprise like tissue paper.
Hey, how did he get those ships anyway?
I have no idea. He's got this fleet, he's got fucking warlock powers. What does he want this weapon for? This guy is like a magical... He literally has magic powers.
I really like the Beastie Boys scene.
I had a problem with the fact that I could see it coming for more than the entire song.
I still thought it was way cooler than what I pictured, and so I didn't mind. He's literally like flying on a tidal wave of like exploding ships. I thought it looked really cool.
So this is what we're talking about. They discover that this hive of ships is communicating with each other, and they hack the frequency, and they have to play something really loud and obnoxious to disrupt the frequency. And so this useless alien chick, who's, I don't even remember her name, but she had a bunch of hard rock music, and so she turns on the Beastie Boys. And it's great. You're listening to the Beastie Boys. it was just kind of disappointing to know exactly what was going to happen. And, you're talking about visuals. I don't even remember the visuals. I just kind of tuned out once I realized where they were going and waited for Beastie Boys to play.
I still remember the visuals. I thought it looked really cool.
Nah, I was air drumming the whole time, so.
All right, last call. Knopp, how many beers would you give this movie?
I would not give this movie any beers because it's very poorly made. I had a lot of fun watching it. This is the kind of movie that I could see really enjoying with 3 or 4 beers in it. I enjoyed it sober, but I could see enjoying it a lot more.
I'm gonna give it a beer for effort, and yeah, I'd say like 4 or 5 beers. I'd probably snooze off during some of the boring bits, which would be like half the movie, but other than that, I'd probably find it pretty entertaining.
Well, it's really loud, so it'll wake you up.
Paul Wedding, Leopold Knopp, Riprocks, Star Trek Beyond. Cheers.
Cheers.